Starting off this episode with the move I think you all saw coming. Torsten Nyquist traded to the Florida Panthers, where he will immediately be their starting goalie. We acquire 2 second-round picks. Tried like hell to get a first, but 2 seconds is not the worst return. So as we get the Sims started, the lineup remains the same, except defensively, as you guys pointed out, a much better idea to have Cedric Jacina on the top line. Ekblad will be with Chychrun. I still had big hopes that Chychrun would make it to 90 overall, but he will not. And of course the goaltenders, it will be Thatcher Demko until Brian Michalek is ready. Oh, and just for a laugh, somebody in the comments recommended we sign Olli Juolevi, who of course went to the Canucks in real life. What was it, 5th overall? I might be wrong on that. You guys know I'm just a little bit off most of the time when I quote things, but again, that's because it is hot as shit in this room, and usually late at night. But as you can see, Juolevi, he is 26 years old. Obviously you can't see that. EA was not too kind to him, but I signed him to a 1-year deal for the hell of it, so hopefully that makes that one guy happy. But we are going to have to cut him after this season, but he is good enough to be a depth guy, so there's that. Now as we get into the season sim, of course, these first 2 games will be live. The preseason worked out pretty well. We had Brian Michalek start those games, and as you can see, he did pretty well. He only had a .906 save percentage, unfortunately, so I'm not quite sure how well he will do against the Edmonton Oilers in this first start. But the first game of the season, it is a 3-2 win over the Anaheim Ducks. So getting things started off on the right foot, with the exception of the fact that our number 2 overall pick was injured in his very first game. For the hell of it, we'll just go with assistant coach replaces player because I do not think it matters, although I do have to edit the lines anyway. But I'm pretty sure we don't have any players under contract in the AHL who aren't playing. Of course, you guys know how I like to set it up so that people get their maximum amount of playing time. But let's see here. Brian Michalek in his first NHL game. Can he get the win? And he does in the shootout, 5-4 over the Oilers, and he will not get a start until actually the 1st of next month, November 1st here, against the Washington Capitals. So Thatcher Demko gets these next 7 games. Let's see what he can do with them. So at the end of the month, needless to say, we're not looking dominant like I was hoping that we would. A 5-3-1 record. And of course now, not having Torsten Nyquist, we really have to roll with Demko as much as possible unless Michalek gets on a really good stretch. We are in first place in the division, but of course that is only through 9 games. So Michalek will get the next start. How is Demko doing so far? He has an .882 save percentage, so this could be very problematic, and we may have picked the wrong goalie. I am not afraid to make a trade, if need be, to get him out of there. Schneider has complained about ice time, and I can see why. He jumped up to second line forward, and with his personality type, I should say, that could be a problem. Austin Matthews has finally reached the age of 27, so he's locked in. And because of Carlson's age and his potential compared to Schneider, we are going to switch them out and see what happens there. I'm not going to look at anybody else right now in terms of what they have done so far, but we play the 0-8, the winless Washington Capitals. I would hope we could get a win. Last time I said that we lost, but we do get a 4-0 win, and then Olli Mata goes down for about a week. So I guess that's good. So the defensive lines are set. Olli Juolevi will make his NHL debut, at least with us. Of course, 80 overall. I doubt he made it. He was drafted by the Bruins, of course, in the first draft. But we called him up rather than going with Derek Corey. We'll allow him to still get the top line minutes with the Comets. But Juolevi will make his debut. Montreal, I am not interested in what you have to offer. Of course, you're willing to trade Subban straight up for Weber if Mark Bergevin's still there, so maybe I'll fleece you later. But we are going to get another decent bit of simming done here going up to this game against the Calgary Flames on November 14th. A big 5-game stretch for Thatcher Demko. He needs to improve that save percentage, or very, very early on, we will look to find an improvement. A 2-3 stretch for the Canucks puts us at 8-5-2 on the season. At least one of those losses was in overtime, or in a shootout, I should say, to the Blue Jackets. I'm not sure where we are in the division. We are currently in second place. The big question, of course, is Demko's save percentage. And I don't know what it is at this point. I haven't looked. I can only hope it's better than what it currently is. Yeah, if it's bad enough, we might have to end this episode early so I can pose that question to you guys. But moment of truth, it's an 894. All right, so we got a Kari Ramo on our hands this year. Lovely. How many games has he played? I already forgot. 13 games. That is very, very rough. All right, well, first off, I got to go back to edit lines because there's a reason we stopped, and that was to put Mahalik back in goal. After that game, we'll take a look at the lines in full. We'll give Demko another couple of games because there are some games here in between this back-to-back against the Jets and St. Louis Blues. So let's see first off if Brian Mahalik can get the win against the Flames. He cannot. He does pick us up a point, though. So that's good, but we are still in second place in the division, which again isn't a bad thing with all the massive changes we've had. But we definitely need to make sure things are going to be going our way this season. Esa Hall has 9 points, 10 for DeRocher. Esayoensu having a good year. Is there anybody struggling? Matthews is not a point getter. Schneider only 5 points. Drouin and Heinen still putting up the points. Carlson, Backlund, Kajula, and Savage. Like Robert Carlson, I might actually drop him to the floor. You know what? I'm going to. We have to go based on how players are performing, regardless of their role, and that's that. Carlson will be the center due to his defense. Actually, we got to put him on the right. He's the only right-handed shot, so we'll roll with Wade Savage as the guy. Kajula, I know we have all lefties here on this line. I'm not too concerned with the people that we have. We will roll with it. We'll put Danton Heinen out on the right, and that's what we'll go with from here on out. Yasina's still a 90, but at least he is he's staying healthy, which was kind of a concern of mine, because why wouldn't it be? We get somebody good, franchise level potential. Of course he would get hurt the entire time. And my God, I'm frazzled. Did I even put Demko back in the goal? I did not. How am I going to know if Demko is good enough to be our starting goalie anymore if I don't even put him in the goddamn net? But let's sim here these next, 5 games up into this game against the Jets on November 22nd. If his save percentage is still sub 90 or sub 900, we're going to have to stop this episode early and pose that question to you guys. A 2-3 record. Fortunately, 2 of the losses were in shootouts, but that puts our record to 10-6-5, still in second place behind the Anaheim Ducks. But moment of truth here again, Thatcher Demko, what is your save percentage going to be? You're still an 87 overall, and it's not... Oh my God, right on the dot. Are you kidding me? You son of a bitch. Are you kidding me? All right. God damn. I mean, that's still not good, but it's getting better. So, I mean, I guess he's getting better. He is. He's getting better. I forgot to fucking put in Mahalik again. So I guess we'll continue this episode at least for a couple more sim periods. I will definitely not be doing the entire season in this episode because with the amount of changes we've made, if we need to make some more changes, I definitely want to give you guys an opportunity to voice your opinion. We lose 4-2 to the Winnipeg Jets. Let's get Demko back in goal. He needs to, that save percentage needs to continue to trend upward, or I'm going to have the same dilemma, and we will stop this episode a bit early. I should note Yasina's up to a 91 overall, so things are looking good on that front. Whether or not he turns into a Nathan Keane like we had in the Boston GM mode series, and he ends up being like a 96 overall, who knows? But let's see here. Good thing is it's another decent sim period. 6 games going up to this game on December 13th against the Tampa Bay Lightning. We start off with a 4-1 win against the St. Louis Blues to end November, and moving into December, more bad than good. 3-2, so overall a 4-2 stretch. Only 1 clean loss. We did get a point against the Dallas Stars. 14-8-6 on the season now for the Vancouver Canucks. That is good enough to stay in second place. Thatcher Demko, for the 3rd time will you have dodged the bullet. Esa Hall's up to a 90, by the way, so that's good. Thatcher Demko, what is the save percentage? And it's a 9-10. So Demko, for the moment, has saved his job, although I will say right now, if you guys think I should maybe look at a different goalie, let me know. Of course, I'll give you another look at his save percentage before we end this episode. Mahalik loses another game, and we are going to sim up to this game on December 31st against the LA Kings. Thatcher Demko, continue to improve, or we're going to have problems. Needless to say, the Vancouver Canucks have found their stride now, 19-10-7 on the season. Again, only one clean loss, this time to the Anaheim Ducks, so that sucks. To lose to a divisional rival, our only other loss to the Blackhawks, and of course we picked up a point for the overtime win, and we are in first place in the division. We have had some progression, we've had some injuries as well. We'll quickly take a look at everything. Actually, no, we'll hold off, because I think I'm going to go to the All-Star break. Schneider was injured at some point, but Drouin, Heinen, and Caggiula have been tearing it up. My main concern now is the fact that Wade Savage is also listed as a second-line forward. It's a great problem to have, and I should mention as well, Yasina has hit 92. He is currently at a 91, but I've seen him get there, so that's a good sign. Thatcher Demko up to a .915 save percentage, so that continues to improve, and things are looking good as we head in to the new year. Of course, we got to play this game first on New Year's Day, or now New Year's Day, against the San Jose Sharks. We get the overtime win over LA, and we will be simming here to the All-Star break. So this will be the last sim period of this episode. Where will we stand come the All-Star break? What will Thatcher Demko's save percentage be? Might be the better question. So overall, guys, not our best start to a sim period, losing 3 out of our first 4, but we have now won 7 out of our past 8 games, currently on a 6-game winning streak, as we hit the All-Star break with a 27-12-8 record. The ship has righted. We are, or just, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. 99 overall offensive rating now, 95 defense, and we are in first place, not by much, over the Ducks, with whom we are equal in terms of wins. We also have a game in hand, and we're 5 points up. So things are looking pretty good right now. Those overtime losses are huge, but the ship's been righted. We are on the right path. Jonathan Drouin currently leading this team in points. Despite being on the third line for most of it, I did put him and Heinen on the second line, and you can see why. Drouin has the same chemistry with Heinen that he had with Stamkos, and we cannot deny that chemistry at all. It is just simply too good to deny. We will take a look at the rest of the team, and of course, if there are any glaring issues, I will of course open the, or should I say pose the question to you guys on what we should do. First off, Esa Hall's a 92 overall, so that is amazing. He's having a solid season. DeRocher having a pretty decent season, and Esa Yoensu, 35 points so far. Pretty damn good, living up to that new contract. On the second line, of course, now we are rolling with Austin Matthews at left wing. He's not doing too bad. 32 points is fair. Danton Heinen, though, pretty damn good. And, of course, Jonathan Drouin, pretty damn good. Hendry so far struggling, only 18 points. Caggiula the same, and Brendan Schneider the same. Surprisingly, although Schneider, of course, did miss time with an injury. And on the fourth line, 15 points from Savage, 13 from Backlund, and only 11 from Robert Karlsson. He has really struggled so far this season, and of course he's been on the second, third, and now the fourth line. He has struggled all the way down through the lineup. Could he be doing better on the second line? Potentially, but with Drouin and Heinen performing the way they are, we need them there. Defensively, Mata now a 92. Yasina, of course, has also hit the 92 overall mark, currently at a 91, though I'm not too concerned. Chychrun, although he missed most of the last sim period, is up to an 89 overall and is having a pretty damn good season. I'll actually show you Yasina and Oli Mata, and of course Aaron Ekblad. The big issue, the glaring issue on defense is Forsstrom and Pascal Plante. Plante's plus minus was actually about minus 15 just a couple of weeks ago. So I want them in the lineup because they are good potential players, but they are certainly struggling. I don't think there's a need to trade them at the moment, but they're definitely the weak point. Demko up to an 88 overall, only a .917 save percentage, but obviously we can win with that. That is league average save percentage, so we can win with that. Brian Mahalik certainly struggling, although he's not getting that many starts, but obviously he won't complain with him being in that spot. Juolevi's been the depth defenseman at the moment, and he's been all right as he stepped in, so I'm actually fine with that signing. But there you have the lineup, guys. There you have the stats. Let me know, are there any changes we should make to this lineup here? Or are we good to go as we roll forward? Maybe we could do, just some depth pickups, although if we acquire them too early, there could be morale issues with them not getting the starts. But I do have to admit, for the most part, I think we're good. Could we use some better goaltending or better backup goaltending? Sure, but we don't want to risk Mahalik. But if you guys think of anything, let me know. That'll do it for this episode. Of course, I thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more, to continue following this series, and I will see you guys in the next one as we march on towards the playoffs. Once again, who knows how this full season will go, but top to bottom, this team's looking good, and I'm excited to see what happens next, and I hope you are too. I'll see you guys next time.